Going on, guys? Happy fucking Wednesday, and welcome to another episode of the Murder Mentality. So I'm driving this morning, and I get a message about somebody looking for some tattoo work, and it's kind of just real. Maybe it's just something I notice more now because I've been through some stuff with it, but it's a person, they're looking for a memorial tattoo. What's up, honey? What's up, Jason? And they were talking about how they just lost the father of their child, that they really don't know how to feel, but they want to get a tattoo for it, and that was their just ride or die forever, since they were like 14. And it was a really interesting experience because, again, maybe it's just because I've been through it that I notice it more now, but I found myself talking to him. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. My significant other lost, the father of her children, a few years back suddenly. And, that she'd known him for, something like that many years too. And I lost my fiance last year, and we started kind of going back and forth. And, she asked me, it's like, Justin, does it ever get better? And I fucking started crying, man. Like, I just started crying, and I was like, fuck, no. It doesn't. What's up, Amber? What's up, Jonathan? And the thing that I also said is that the grief that we feel when we lose people doesn't get any smaller. That pit in your stomach, the fucking lump in your throat, the pain in your heart, the churning feeling in your soul where it just feels like it just can't find a place to settle. That like sickness in your heart. It doesn't ever go away. But then I had to follow it up and say that I grew around it, though. That it's like that pain and that grief filled up the whole jar of my whole soul, my whole life, my whole mental everything. But that jar grew, and now it's just a marble in the bottom of it. It's never going to go away. It still weighs as much as it used to, but my capacity to carry love and everything else inside of me is even greater than it was before. And I told her that I've become, not only was I already growing a lot as a person, and I'd changed my life so many times over, and I'd really started to like open some doors and some eyes in my life, but that it made me into a person that I today can honestly say in a positive way don't recognize. And everybody's always says shit like, when they were in their addiction or when they were in the dark parts of their life, like, I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize me. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize me, and it's not because I've fallen so far that I'm like, who are you? Why are you doing like this? I'm saying, where did you come from? Why are you so strong? Why are you so fucking compassionate and loving and willing to look at your part in things and change and be a man in every fucking way and every definition of the word, including being a human and being prone to making mistakes? What's up, Melissa? And that's right, Lacey, it is God, and that was a time in my life when I finally broke down, and I for the first time in my life, I'd cried before and asked for God to get me out of situations that I'd put myself into, and I don't believe God does that. I believe that God lets us continue to experience the consequences of the situations we've gotten ourselves into so that we can learn the lesson. And I found myself talking to this person, who I'll let them have their anonymity, and telling them that, like, I'm not happy that Cassie passed. I'm not like excited that happened, but I'm so proud of how I've handled it. I'm proud that I can look in myself in the mirror and say, man, I'm so fucking glad that you showed up finally, Justin. I'm so glad that you are a real fucking person now. And I'm so glad that you can be authentic, that you're so capable of talking about your struggles, that you can get on these Facebook Lives that you're nervous still to this day about doing and just say, man, I feel some type of way about some things, you know? And this morning I feel like reverent. I feel caring. I feel strong. I feel firm. I feel really, really powerful despite that pain, because of the pain, oh my God, because I'm re-experiencing that pain, but I have re-experienced it over and over and over again. And every time I pray and I talk to God and I say, hey, God, just help me. I can't do it alone. I'm not capable of working through this pain. I'm not capable of changing myself on my own. I need your help, God. Please help me. And that was the time that I said that prayer for the first time when I lost Cassie. And I said, just God, please help me get through this for my kids. Help me get through this for me. I'm not asking you to stop the pain. I'm not asking you to change what's happened, but I'm just asking for you to take me and help me become the person that'll make this something that grew me and not something that crushed me. Just like Lacey says here, God took what the enemy meant for evil and turned it for good. And what I'm trying to say is that your pain is your purpose. The things that you've gone through, the people you've lost, the things that have happened to you that have absolutely cut you to the quick, to your core, left you bleeding in emotional ways that you didn't know you could bleed in. Those are the things that make you. I don't look up to the man or the woman that has the easiest time in life. I look up to the man or the woman that carries the most and the most ragged, rugged fucking scars and still puts their head fucking high and puts their chin and their chest out to the fucking wind and says, you can't break me. To that person who in their fucking moment of desperation and grief and pain and wondering if it's ever going to get any better can turn their heads to the sky and say, thank you, Lord, for everything that you gave me and all the time that I had with that person. And thank you for showing me how precious life is. Thank you for showing me, because the pain is so sharp, how strong that love was. Because the sharper the pain is when you lose somebody, the sharper the pain is when something happens to you, the more important that experience and that person and that thing was to you. And without it, you may not be the person you are now. You may not ever have been able to grow into the person you will become. Because you are a unique, beautiful creation of God. And if you are in a desperate place right now, if you are feeling like you don't know how to get out of your emotions, if you're feeling like you need to use drugs to get better, if you're feeling like you need to participate in behaviors that you know are dangerous or hurtful, I'm telling you that you don't have to anymore. And if I don't have to, if I don't choose to anymore, so can you. I'm here to bring a message of hope. It's not just for me to bring a message that you can achieve the things you want. It's for me to bring a message that says that you can become the type of person that makes you proud. That you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, thank you, God, for helping me overcome me so that I could become me. It is my fervent prayer and wish that every person on this planet can one day look at themselves in the mirror and say, fucking hell, I'm so glad you showed up. Because it's through the most difficult, painful parts of our lives that we become the fucking warriors we are. And every one of us is a creator. Every one of us is a fucking artist that has a fucking poet's warrior song in their fucking heart. And you need to let it go. You need to let it out. And you need to be vulnerable and authentic with that for it to change your life. You need to talk. You need to be open. You need to discontinue thinking that you need to be strong for everyone around you. You need to be strong for you. So go ahead when you're hurt, when these things happen, when you lose somebody, and let the tears flow. Let them flow. But don't numb that pain out. Cherish it. Cherish it, because it's reminding you how important that person was to you. And one day, just one day, you might have somebody ask you if it's ever going to get any better because you survived it. And they don't know if they're going to be able to. One day, they're going to ask you that, and you're going to cry, not because of how bad it hurts that you lost that person, but you're going to cry because you remember how much you fucking loved them and how important that was to you. And you're going to realize that you're crying because of how much it's changed you, and that pain has turned into something that you are empathizing with that other person with on a level that you never could before. And that you can be a rock for people to turn their heads upwards to God and to the creator of everything, to the fucking universal blacksmith and the painter of creation, and to ask them and to ask God to paint them a little bit stronger today, to show them who he made them how to be and who to be. And when you do that, when you realize that your powers and your ability to help other humans, to be there in such a way to take that pain that you felt and create a purpose that is so much bigger than you ever thought you would have in your life, you will realize that God is turning all of those things that have happened in your life, all the pain, all the grief, all the things that have hurt you, into something that's more powerful than that grief could have ever been. Because the purpose I feel today is why I cry. The purpose I feel today, the passion I feel in the love I have for my fellow man and the people I fucking know need me to be strong for them and need me to have an example for them and need me to be strong for me. I know that that's so much more important than any of that pain I ever felt, because I can be there. I can be a man I'm proud of. You can be a mother you're proud of. You can be just a woman, a son, a brother, and anything that you're proud of, but you have to walk through the fire. You have to let God forge you, and it's going to hurt. It's going to, iron doesn't cry or whine or freak out when it gets put in the coals and in the fucking in the fires to be made into a tool by the blacksmith. But yet we do feel it. But that's what makes it important. That's what makes the value of the tool for God's glory that you will become so valuable. Because the pain is where you'll find the purpose, and the work is where you'll find the worth. And truth is the gift a man gives the world. And honor is the gift he gives himself because of that. I love you all. See you tomorrow.